It's a cool, rainy evening in the mountains of Hokkaido. Low clouds drift between the peaks near Park Hyatt Niseko Hanazono, their shapes dissolving into the misty air. A gentle rain falls on stone paths, making the lantern light shimmer in tiny ripples across the wet ground. The scent of pine, soaked through, is fresh in the crisp air. Beyond the hotel, the valley gathers into soft green meadows, their edges stitched with wildflowers, beaded in rain. As we prepare for our visit, let's take a moment for a brief wind-down exercise. Tonight's wind-down is a visualization. So when you are ready, let's begin. So, just take a moment to get comfortable, letting go of the day, enjoying that feeling of having stopped, of having nothing left to do. We're going to focus the attention of the mind on the different parts of the body, watching as the muscles in the body switch off for the night, leaving the body feeling rested and leaving the mind more at ease. So, starting down at the toes and just a sense of the muscles switching off. The feet, the arches, all those muscles switching off. Same in the lower half of the legs, so any tension being let go of as the muscles switch off. Shut down. In the upper half of the legs, any tension melting away, being let go of. Into the area of the hips, the pelvis. Again, any muscles shutting down for the night, completely at rest. Everything from the waist downward is heavy, at ease. The muscles in the lower back and the stomach now switching off. Middle of the back, around the diaphragm, the upper back, and the chest. So, any muscles not needed shutting down, switching off for the night. The shoulders switching off. The upper half of the arms, and the lower half of the arms, switching off. The hands, fingers, just switching off. Any muscles around the throat and the neck, switching off. The head, the face, the jaw, the eyes. Any last areas of tension melting away as the muscles shut down, switch off, at rest for the night. And allowing thoughts to come and go, allowing the mind and body the space they need to rest. The rain begins as a gentle percussion on the rooftops, each drop weaving itself into the low hum inside the hotel. Beyond the tall lobby windows, Mount Hyatt stands with near perfect symmetry, its volcanic cone veiled by dark, layered clouds that make it appear both monumental and somehow close enough to touch. Inside, warmth gathers in pockets of amber light. Each time the doors open, the cool air mingles with the faint scent of wood smoke before fading again into the lobby's calm. Outside, the glimmers of headlights slip across the wet pavement, soon replaced by the drowsy hush that settles over the town. Rain drifts along the eaves, sliding along before pooling into the gutters. It moves without urgency, the way a friend might sit beside you without saying a word. Not far from here, the trail to Hanazono winds between slender birch trees, their pale trunks rising in quiet columns. Overhead, the canopy shifts in the breeze as the leaves move like a green lace curtain against the cloudy sky. An evening hiker in a bright blue rain jacket walks at an unhurried pace. The soft glow of a headlamp casting a small circle of light on the path ahead. Beneath their brown hiking boots, The rain-softened earth yields gently, each step landing with a steady rhythm of muffled thuds. It's rarely crowded here. More often than not, the forest feels as though it belongs solely to the one walking its path. The quiet broken only by footsteps. The Shirebetsu River moves at a meandering pace, its clear water lapping against rain-darkened rocks. Upstream, two fly fishers stand mid-current, their silhouettes blurred in the fading light. Their lines lift in slow, arcing loops, glistening as they unfurl and settle upon the water. One of the fly fishers, a woman in a moss-green jacket and a wide-brimmed hat, casts with a steady, practiced rhythm. Her line rises high, pauses in the air, then drifts down in a feather-light landing. The only sound heard is the faint zip of her reel. Near her, a single leaf drifts by, floating lazily in the current, its curved shape cradling the water like a small canoe set adrift. Its edges are brushed with amber, and its center is still green. Carried by the gentle pull of the river, it floats around a bend, bobbing away on its quiet journey. In the heart of Hirafu village, the narrow streets wind between low, lantern-lit buildings, their wooden eaves beaded with rain. The air is cool with the soft wind of snowmelt, and the steady patter of drizzle fills the spaces between footsteps. Gem-toned raincoats in reds, blues, and greens splash moments of color against the golden wash of the evening. Through the fogged glass of a tiny udon shop, steam curls upward from dark stoneware bowls brimming with hand-pulled noodles. Chopsticks lift and turn the noodles with easy familiarity, a rhythm as natural as the evening itself. Along the street, bicycles lean against wooden posts, their silver frames speckled with droplets. Beyond the shop fronts, the snow-dusted slopes of Mount Yotei stand in the distance, its broad silhouette hugged by drifting clouds, while the warm glow from Park Hyatt Niseko Hanazono casts a welcoming halo into the sky. Rain drums steadily against the wide wood eaves, their deep overhangs stretching like a sheltering brow over the open-air onsen. Years of weather have deepened the timber's grain. Water gathers and spills in slow streams from the overhangs, while steam below drifts upward from the mineral-rich pools, softening the lines where water meets air. Beyond the low railing of the onsen, the ground gleams with freshly soaked stones, their surfaces dark and shining from the downpour. The pines stand heavy with moisture, each needle tipped with droplets that catch the dim light like tiny glass beads. Inside, a polished wooden tray holds roasted barley tea, nutty gen maicha, and fragrant yuzu blends waiting for guests. The tea mingles with the mineral heat of the onsen, wrapping the senses in layers of comfort. There's a faint rustle of robes, along with the gentle creak of wooden sandals on stone, that turns the space into an orchestrated cadence with the rain. It carries an easy pace to the evening. At the edge of a mountain clearing, a birdwatcher stands quietly. Meadow grasses bend heavy with rain, while behind her, the white birches and dark spruce trees press close. A pair of binoculars rest in her hands. The brim of a canvas hat shields her face from drifting drops, though her gaze remains fixed on the tree line above. High overhead, a black kite glides on broad wings, its feathers shifting from deep umber to burnished gold as the last touch of sun slips through the rain clouds. Her binoculars follow a flicker of movement at the edge of a brush. A Japanese grosbeak perches low on a branch. Its gray body is capped by a velvety black crown, and its beak is a glowing yellow. It works quickly at a seed, then vanishes into cover, loosening a dust of lichen that drifts downward like pale snow. At the riverbank below, a gray heron rises from the reeds. Its wings open slowly and deliberate, carrying it toward the bend in the water. The bird watcher lingers in the quiet that follows. She lowers her binoculars at last, her gaze soft as she watches the bird slip downstream. The mountain slopes around Niseko rise in mossy green terraces. Beneath the moss and meadow lies volcanic soil. It's dark and mineral rich, and loose enough to crumble between your fingers. Mount Yotei and the many volcanic peaks of Hokkaido continue to feed life here. Their ancient eruptions leaving behind a foundation of fertile ash that nurtures every blade of grass and every forest tree. Further up the slopes, alpine meadows open like secret worlds between the trees. The grass is scattered with lavender, yellow, and white blooms, their rain-damp petals blurring together like watercolor shades. The snow-colored bark on birch trees peels in papery curls, as if the forest is writing and rewriting its own story. A flash of movement along the meadow's edge reveals the soft, muzzled face of an Ezo red fox. Its coat a russet blaze against the green grass, ears pricked and tail low. For a moment, it holds still, nose tilted to the cool air. Its eyes catch the fading light like dark amber glass. As quietly as it appeared, it slips back into the undergrowth. In local folklore, they're said to be tricksters, but this one seems more interested in foraging than mischief. One of the most peaceful scenes in this part of the world is Lake Hangetsu, a quiet crescent of water resting beneath the wide forested shoulders of Mount Yote. The lake curves into the shape of a half moon, its edges hemmed in by layers of oak, maple, and birch trees, their roots growing deep into the mineral-rich volcanic soil. Along the shoreline, the ground is soft underfoot, saturated with the fragrance of rain. It's earthy and clean. Drops fall in scattered intervals. Some sink silently into the soil, while others strike the water with such a delicate touch it seems more felt than heard. A dragonfly drifts past, its wings catching the dim light in quick, glassy flickers as it skims across the surface. The stillness here carries its own gravity, a gentle weight that settles over everything like a warm blanket. From somewhere above, one heavy raindrop falls, meeting the lake's surface. It unfolds ripples that widen until they seem to brush the farthest edges of the lake.